Our next guy comes from DealerOn, very exciting. He's going to speak to us a little bit about branding, but much, much more than that. He's the VP of marketing over there, so he's a big wig. And he told me to tell you guys that he combs his hair with a pork chop. So that's from Texas. He's from Frisco. I don't know what that even means. But here's Shaun Raines, everyone.
Thank you very much. Frisco is actually very close to Plano, where you guys have a little bit of construction going on, about 10 minutes from my house, actually. So I've been drinking all day, so I'll try to get you through this. The good news is that this last presentation, it's only 3.5 hours with no breaks. So you're good to go. When everyone's special, no one is. It's my favorite Disney Pixar movie because it's true. But this is what all dealers do, right? When one is special, no one is. You do the exact same thing. So, long time ago in my career, you guys can ask me about what I've done in the automotive business later. But part of it was 8 years with Reynolds & Reynolds, all website stuff, digital, internet. And when I was with them, I got so sick and tired of you guys saying, have you ever sold a car in your life? Because I hadn't, but I'd sold service and parts. Dealership in Norfolk, Virginia, and I sold Chevys nights and weekends without ever telling Reynolds, just so I could have a couple years of experience doing it. Not in the internet department. Nights and weekends, who comes in with their parents? The niños, right? And so what did I do? I'm like, I'm going to go to Target and buy Hot Wheels, because I could go right up to your kid and say, I don't know if your mom and dad are getting a new car today, but you are. You already know within 2 minutes I'm likable, right? Right? You want to buy me a beer tonight. You probably will if you see me. Likability, you've already heard it today. This is still a people business. It's absolutely a people business. But the branding part of this is changing so radically, and you have to keep up with it. When you start a new presentation, it's funny. All the events you go to, they give you these tips. Start with an amazing fact or statistic. So here you go. Amazing fact. Ready? You cannot escape it. You can try, but 10 out of 10 people die. Okay, you're going to hear this a lot. Probably 3 times during the presentation. You advertise, you have a great marketing strategy, you get to the point where you have my full undivided attention. I'm your consumer. What would you like me to know? What do you want your consumer to know about your brand? Right? What do you want them to know? It's very, very important. So we're going to peel back the curtain, and we're going to talk about what it looks like pretty much every day in most of our households. In my household, there's usually a couple of TVs connected to the internet, a couple of computers, a bunch of phones, a tablet, all day long. And you're trying to get my undivided attention. Is this easy? Right? It's not easy. Okay. So let's talk about life in the 70s. Raise your hand if we'll go 27, 28, or younger. Anybody that young? I'm sorry, but you will have absolutely no idea of what I'm talking about. You've never actually bought a roll of Fuji film that had 30 pictures that took you 12 months to take all of them. And then you got them developed, and you're like, I didn't even remember that happened. Wow. I was there when beer pong was invented. Like, right? Life in the 70s looked like this. I'm the fat one in the sailor suit, youngest of 3, but still the favorite of the family because my brother's a jerk. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I'm still here. Grew up in the Northwest. My dad was a logger. He still doesn't understand what I do. Internet, car dealers, Dad, that's it. Life in the 70s was different. I had this experience where I would sneak down the top of the stairs and watch my dad as he would watch Monday Night Football. In 1977, he saw this commercial come on the TV. Ford could tell you anything they wanted in 1977. The internet didn't exist, right? So everything you said was true. And he believed it. He went to the dealership, got the paper brochure. Do they even make them anymore? I don't even know if they do. It's a waste, even though my dad cut down a lot of trees to make them. He wanted this. He went to the dealership. He had the full advertising experience. The brand communicated to him. He was a Ford guy, right? That's what happened for him. But it's not this way. It's not this easy anymore. So check this out. Maybe you have some of these in your family.
You tell me what it is, okay? I'll ask you a question, and you tell me the answer, okay? All right. 1 second.
Transparency is still in its infancy. As technology evolves, consumers will too.
What's your name?
Superman.
Superman? What's this?
Baseball.
Baseball. Very good. Can I see it?
Dumb kid.
Thank you. What shape is that?
Cranker.
Very good. Can I see it? Thank you. What color is that?
Green.
What color?
Green.
Very good. Can I see it? Tyler, will you turn this on and play your new Cars 2 game?
Before kids even learn the basic shapes and colors, they interact with information that was previously only available in supercomputers. Access to information is growing at an exponential rate. Tyler's world will be completely transparent. Engineers at Corning are developing interactive glass that turns every surface we touch into a tablet computer. These images may seem futuristic, but the underlying technology already exists. Within a few years, we will be surrounded by screens wherever we go, every moment of the day. Pranav Mistry of MIT is doing away with screens altogether, enabling ratings and reviews to be projected wherever we want. Information will become more and more present in our lives. Not all of that information will be useful.
Are you ready for the mobile marketing era? Do you even know what that means? Some people call it the mobile banner mania.
There may actually be a war going on in the retail outlet, in online in the next couple of years, where one side will be slamming us with ads everywhere we look, trying to weasel into other parts of our life, into our family conversations, into our photo sharing conversations, all over. They're gonna be trying to infiltrate. And at the same time, consumers are gonna have tools to see through all of that.
You're going to be trying to infiltrate, right? That's the point. If you see the blue bird, by the way, anytime during the presentation, it's either me suggesting a tweet at Shaun Rains, that's how you can tweet me, or it just might be some good information. So this documentary is called The Naked Brand. That's a good note to take because I think you can still watch the entire documentary for free. I think Bloomberg still has it for free. It's about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and it's awesome. It will really help you guys understand some of the things that are the pitfalls and some of the things that you may want to be considering when it comes to your brand. So you've got my full undivided attention. What do you want to say to me, right? You need to be asking yourself that when you come into those meetings and talk about who you are as a brand. You have to ask those questions because most dealerships are not. We're going to look at some examples today. But first, let's talk about what would be the new normal. We think of it as us versus them, usually millennials and even younger, versus everybody older. It's not that. Everybody wants the same thing. Treat me better than you like to be treated yourself. I might even become loyal. My generation gets the bad rap for loyalty is dead. That's not true. I am loyal to certain brands and I am loyal to certain businesses based on how they treat me. Have you heard anything about customer experience in the last few years? Right? And its value in the whole buying experience, its value around how your brand makes an impression with people. In the 50s, I already mentioned this, 60s, 70s, even in the 80s, you said whatever you wanted because nobody could find out if you were lying to them. But the internet didn't just bring us fast communication and information, it forced transparency on all of us, right? You don't get a choice in transparency. You have no choice. Do you get to control social media, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook? If it's your own account, you do. But right, your brand and what you're saying in all of those environments that you can't control mean that you don't control your brand. An example would be the personal brand, mine right now, this experience you're having listening to me, whether you hate me or you like me. The experience of this going on is going to define my brand by you. You're defining what you think that is. It's the same thing with Toyota or your dealership. So let's move on. My son turned 16 this past October. I said, how about if I buy you a mid-2000s Camry or Corolla, or you can have the iPhone 6, because that's all he really wanted was the iPhone 6. And what did he choose? That's the right answer, the iPhone 6. And now he wants my Tundra. I'm a Toyota driver, so now you have to like me, because I drive your product. It's black. It's murdered out. Texas edition. It is bad to the bone. So guess what? This is an epidemic. Your brand is cutting through, or it is not cutting through with younger buyers. Hot Wheels, that's when you first start to fall in love with the car. Right now, I'm driving just a bigger version of Hot Wheel, and I love it. So give Hot Wheels out at your dealership. You can find Toyotas too, by the way. Here's just a bunch of articles. You can go back and do the research yourself. Young people are not getting their driver's licenses when they're first legal to anymore. So says that article, or USA Today, or National Geographic, right? Here's the statistics that prove it. Young people don't care about driving as much as they used to when, well, the three of you probably get it. The rest of us, getting a driver's license was what? Freedom, right? You could go anywhere you wanted, get anything you wanted, do what you need to do. I'm mad at my parents, I'm out of here, right? Guess what's pretty much replacing that for freedom for young people? Social media. They're fully connected. They don't feel like they're without. They're not losing anything. They're totally free. In fact, how many of you guys have kids that are on social media devices like that? Please don't be asleep at the wheel, by the way, because if you are, they are doing things that will make you lose a lot of sleep. I promise you, by personal experience. So I am paying close attention. You need to really think about that when you're trying to connect with people, because this is the way it looks to most people. Every single dealer doing exactly the same thing. Why? Well, we get these three things mixed up in the dealer world. We usually do because what we do is we say, hey, here's a younger person that really loves the internet. They're pretty good with it. So you're going to be the internet manager. You're going to be the internet director. You're going to manage all things internet. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? No, it's a terrible idea. If this person has no marketing background, they don't understand how to advertise, why we're actually doing these things, and the difference between those three things, including your brand, you're going to have big problems. You're going to just keep running in a circle. And those big problems start with there's no process to make sure that all the money you spend in these three areas are actually getting a return. You're just spending money on all the digital marketing coolness. Greg Gifford can change your SEO results beginning tonight. Matt can begin to change your results with how you're engaging a Hispanic audience or mobile tonight. Branding, it takes a long time, a lot of strategy. You have to have the right people in the dealership. So let's just talk about these three things really quick. Marketing. It's mostly around these 4 Ps. What is the product? Identify it. Determine the price of the product, where you're going to reach the customers in their place, and then what kind of strategy to promote the product. So when you talk about search engine marketing, it's really search engine advertising, but it's part of the marketing strategy. If no one in your dealership really knows that piece, you have to start there so that you can also have these brand conversations. And then what type of advertising you're going to do to a specific audience. It's brief and it's repeated over and over and over to a targeted audience. We're trying to reach people because we went into Facebook and we got all of the data points to have a very specific targeted audience. You're advertising over and over and over and over and over. If you don't know what you're trying to say through your brand, and if it's not part of your marketing strategy, you're just throwing money down the hole hoping that it returns, but you don't know. And then there's the brand piece. This is where you are trying to set yourself apart, to be really different and distinctive. Because if you're not different and if you're not distinctive, no one cares. If you say the same thing that every other dealership, regardless of brand, has been saying for decades, no one cares. And it's really harsh. It's really harsh, but it's true. Am I lying? I'm not lying. What cuts through to you guys? It's something that's distinctive, right? Even if you don't like it, even if you don't like Tesla being distinctive, well, they sure as hell are, right? So why don't we take some of those things and then start to apply them? Why don't we learn from that? We should, not wait for NADA to try to root them out off the planet. It's not going to work because consumers, meaning all of us, are the ones that define the brand and the preferences. It's what we want. It's what all your customers want. It's exactly what we want. I mean, we think we don't want it, right? There are some of us who are like, can't we just go back in the Wayback Machine 40 years? That'd be cool, right? Just get them in the box, grind them down. Doesn't matter, their shirt's all torn up, they're bleeding because you just ground them out for high gross. See you later. Tell all your friends to come back here. Nobody wants that experience. Nobody, right? How do you feel if it's old school? This is, again, definition of brand. Old school car sales is we're saying this person's a laydown. If they're talking about your grandma, your mom, your wife, your sister, this is terrible. And I know you guys are probably, none of you guys have ever done that, ever. That's good. What's this one in the bottom left-hand corner that you can barely see on the dark background? What is that? Nike. And what do you call that thing? A swoosh. Not even Lance Armstrong could kill this brand. And that guy's a jerkhole with a capital A, right? So true. And here's another brand, right? They keep telling us that you're going to look like Shaun if you keep drinking it, and I just had one back there out of a glass bottle, and it was delicious. I mean, that crap is good. I don't care. You can drink all the diet soda you want, you skinny people. It's delicious. You can't kill Coca-Cola, nor can you kill Apple, right? You can't kill Apple. How about that one? Is it really the best tasting coffee? Some of you here would say, what do you think is better? Pete's, knew it was going to get that. If you're in the Northwest, you might have some people that love Tully's. But guess what? This represents a global community of people that think they're awesome because they drink Starbucks. Look at me. Cool. Right on. I'm having a milkshake for breakfast. That's good for me, yeah? I'm trying to watch my figure. No, you're not. That has whipped cream on it, and it's 7 a.m. They think they're cool. It's the world we live in now. Or how about this one? Been talking about Google all day, right? They started out, don't be evil. They're massively evil. Aren't you scared about how much information they have collected on all of us? Even while you've been here today, they know things about you that should scare you. But it doesn't, because it gives us more information. Their brand is powerful, and this one is super powerful, right? Oh, you don't need to give your kids any shots. Just bring them to Disneyland. Yeah. Not even measles can kill that brand. Right? I'm telling you, it's so true. This is making a brand impact, right? It's powerful. So let's talk about a few others. What do you think of when you see this logo? Just shout some stuff out. Reliability. Yeah? Okay. Gross. High gross. Lay down. Nice. High resale? Yeah? Good things. Okay, how about this one? What do you think? Last year, Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson tried to take this brand down. Didn't work. And Aaron Hernandez. Didn't work. The Redskins represent. Sorry, the Seahawks have been a little tough on you guys the last couple seasons. It's all right. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Nothing. But this is a brand that has many brands underneath it. Just like Toyota has all of you Toyota dealers underneath it. So you might be thinking, well, Toyota controls the brand. They tell us everything we have to do. They have guidelines, some compliancy. Every brand does, including the NFL. But we have rabid 49er fans and Raiders fans and Go Hawks 12s, right? Got that going on too. Brands within the brand. Makes you distinctive and different. What happened in the NFL draft a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, when Roger Goodell got up to the podium? Every time he was called up to the podium. Did anybody see this? Roger Goodell coming out to the podium. Boo, everybody. Let me hear you boo, like you're booing me, like everybody. That's what it feels like to be Roger Goodell. Not even he can bring down the NFL. We love it. How about this one? What do you think of this one? Tiny, BMW, cute, lots of lemons, especially in California. Okay. How about this one? Ignition switch. Oh, ow. Bailout, government motors, negative equity. Recent article that says that the United States government will still be keeping a watchful eye on them. Great for them. They've had some problems. I'm going to use them as an example because they're an easy target. Anytime Saturday Night Live is a cold opening of their new CEO sitting in front of a congressional panel answering questions, and they're just, if you haven't seen that, by the way, go back and watch it. It's hilarious. Article from last year, right? We know the story. They tried to do this kind of thing with Toyota, right? But we know that was all a bunch of BS, right? Come on. I got a Tundra. I know what's going on. In this case, They did not handle this well, especially as it trickles down to their dealers. They didn't handle this well because there's all kinds of stories that tell the truth of people died because of this issue, and it could have been resolved much, much earlier. I won't read all this. This is just an example of a GM loyal family that bought a Cobalt for their daughter when it was brand new because they were targeting that young market. And guess what? They started having problems with the car. Fortunately, she wasn't harmed or injured when she took the car in for service. Can you just imagine a service guy coming in and saying, you know, your keychain's too heavy, you got a lanyard on there, and you got a little eagle on there, and you got too much, like, take all that stuff off. Yeah, that's the problem, right? It's my keychain. No, it's your crappy car is what it is. So what do you have here? You have somebody who says, basically, people lost their lives over it. Doesn't matter what's happened now. I'll never buy that car. You completely lost the young person because of how the brand took care of or didn't take care of the issue. Your brand did something totally different in how it handled that, right? You just stepped right through it. This is what we're going to do. And guess what? Carrying right on. Are your sales okay right now? Oh, I know they are. I just talked to an internet director on the East Coast. She said she's about to have her best internet month ever. She's going to sell more than 200 cars out of her internet department this month. You're doing fine. GM, not so much. So you may or may not want to tweet this. It's up to you. I'll let you decide. Let's talk about some Toyota dealers. Not in your market. You're lucky. Cowboy Toyota. What do you think the Cowboy Way is? This is them trying to establish their brand, the why buy from us. If I say the Cowboy Way, you think Dallas, ride a horse, trucks, anything else, Cowboy Way? I'll make it easy for you. They tell us, this is the Cowboy Way, the quality standards in the service department, or what they do in service. The Cowboy Way is family-owned and operated with owners available on site. So if it really goes down, you can talk to the owners. If they need to step in and close the deal, you can talk to the owners. If you hate the coffee, you can talk to the owners. They got a big inventory. Great. No one's ever done that before. Carfax. Nobody has that. That's fresh. That is so different. Multi-point mechanical inspection on all used cars, as opposed to, we don't really care what's going on with the used cars. We're about to send you off in. That's perfect. Fresh coffee and fresh baked cookies daily. Another one of my favorites, because every time I'm thinking, if I want fresh coffee, I'm going to go to a dealership to get it. That's right. If I could go and get a delicious fresh baked cookie right now, I would first think dealership. No. That's the Cowboy Way, or all the stuff in service, right? Pickup and delivery, complimentary loaner, we'll wash your car. Do any of you guys do any of the things on that list? Yeah, you do a bunch of them. That's not differentiation. Not even close to it. So here's a Honda dealership. I didn't put their actual website up there because they actually compete with my company that builds websites way better than they do, and I wanted to be nice. So I just put up this drawing that Tyler obviously didn't do because that kid is dumb. Doesn't know baseball, football? Come on, man. And he reinforced all of it. Good, great, yeah. Like, that guy. Both of them need to be punished for that somehow. Time out for both of them. This Honda dealership says 65 years of automotive excellence. So I did more research. Their aggregate Google review is 3.1. You don't have to go any further than that to know that people are getting called out by name, not by delivering any automotive excellence, not a shred of it, right? This is their brand being defined by their consumers. Not good, and definitely not automotive excellence. Here's another dealership. Why should you buy from Sensor Black Bar Toyota? That's their real name, Sensor Black Bar Toyota. Here's their commitment to convenience and comfort. I love these. It's a really small font, so I'll read some of them down here in the bullet points. We're open 13 hours a day every weekday, 10 hours every Saturday. Good for you. Clap, clap, clap. Second reason why you should buy from them, we have the most competitive tire prices out there. We'll beat or match anyone's tire prices. Compelling. Really. Then you got me. I'll buy the Tundra because your tire prices are amazing. Stupid. Our beautiful new state-of-the-art facility will make you feel at home as we take care of your automotive needs. No one in the history has ever felt like they're at home in a car dealership. Never. This is not me saying that I don't and your customers don't appreciate a really nice showroom. They do. When I interview women about their automotive experience, because I'll do these crazy man on the street things, and I'll just say, hey, can I ask you some questions about like the car buying process? And they'll be like, yeah, sure. Women often say, I like that they're clean. The dealership's clean. So it is important, but no one's feeling like they're at home when they're at your dealership. Am I right? I'm right.